Live. Jizz in my pants. It'll take a couple minutes for that to get fired up. All right, let's test this microphone real quick.
Look at that.
Let's go ahead and test this mic.
That's that good shit right there, boy. Good.
There we go.
Daggone right.
There we go. They found us. They found us. Eric, give me 30 seconds of you 10 seconds of you talking.
What's happening, y'all?
Yep, that's all I need. Shut it down.
Rip Tide, Rhoades.
Yep, that's all we need.
Wait, that was wrong.
That's all we need.
You're so dyslexic.
I don't give a fuck.
You don't have to be looking at nothing.
Oh, it's never slowed me down before.
It's mango.
Unless I was looking for something.
Everybody get involved with this right now. This is going to be a goofy ass podcast. So if you expect something serious,
nothing serious. Y'all.
Wrong channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, tell him. Daggone right, son.
Daggone right.
That ain't no different.
He's fucking stupid.
Call this a
the
mango steam. Straight
Katie
style.
Kate Bugs is watching already. Wanda, Rachel Ogletree, James
Rachel?
Abba.
Just saw your kinfolk.
Rachel should be in church right now. I'm pretty sure 11 o'clock on a Sunday. Pretty sure that's church hours. Not sure what's happening.
A little hungover, eh?
A little hungover. All right, I'm about to start this intro. We're gonna run the intro. We're gonna get into this. Ooh, where's my volume at?
Yeah.
Perfect.
What the fuck is going on? You amazing motherfuckers.
Now, what are these called?
Mango.
Mango steams. Try to keep your trash pile out of my goddamn camera view here.
You know what?
What's this, episode 91?
You're okay with these in space, but not balls on your head.
Balls on my face. Well, let me go ahead and hit this. Hit that microphone, boy. Yo, you beautiful motherfuckers. Episode 91 of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop Podcast. This is an extra episode. This is a Sunday episode. This is a special motherfucking broadcast coming to you from Bangkok, Thailand. Technically, we're outside of Bangkok at a beach resort right now. We don't need to get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. Joining me on episode 91, Alex Ferraro, this guy right here.
What up, y'all?
Owner of Lucky Luciano. Basically running shit as far as the international scene goes. Has like 76 chapters of LuckyLine all over the world. I don't even know how you do that, but that's fine to know there were 76 people out there that like Lucky Luciano.
Oh, no.
Sitting to his right is Eric Arthur Rhoades. Eric Rhoades.
Rhoades?
Handler, transporter, ABKC enthusiast and supporter. Leon, you motherfucker, you. I love your face. Thanks for joining us. Suzette from Australia. We got 3 continents in the building already. And we just started this motherfucker 2 minutes ago. So strap in. Episode 91. We're just going to talk shit for about an hour because
We just talk shit.
we've been talking shit all weekend, basically.
Daggone right, son.
That's
no different.
right. Yes.
No different. I'm from Alabama.
Okay, so no, let's start right there. Eric, where are you from?
I'm from Alabama.
He is legitimately from Alabama. The accent is genuine. It's been doing it all week.
It's fucking true.
He cuts it down when people are around, but it comes out when everybody goes away. Alex, as everybody knows or should know, is a Kansas man like myself. What are you, like 2.5 hours south of Kansas City?
I'm about 4 hours from Kansas City.
4 hours from Kansas City?
I'm on the border of Oklahoma. We're like 7 minutes from Oklahoma.
Oh, yes. So basically, he's kind of a Kansas man. He's a little bit of a Kansas man.
He's a Kansas.
Um, What are we doing here? Let's explain to them what we're doing here. First of all, I mean, you half hosted why we're here, so why don't you start it off?
So basically, we're here because my gracious kennel, actually, she's LuckyLine Thailand, and her name is Pina. She hosted the show. I co-hosted, which is actually an overstatement. She did everything for the show. Major shout out to Pina. I've not been a part of anything like this in my entire life. This is amazing. Which I'll go into that as what we're here for was to come and see the people of Thailand, to educate them on the breed, and basically to host, judge, and be a part of this great show.
Hit me with one of those.
What we got was a whole lot more than that. This was an amazing trip from 15th century temples
I don't know how to do this,
to
bro.
riding elephants to meeting royalty today and being at the Royal Palace the day prior. It's been a crazy fun trip and a great time.
Now we got Canada in the building. I think we got 6 countries in now. Listen, like he was saying, we had one of the princes of Thailand speak at the show today, introduce the 3 of us into the community of Thailand, which was pretty surreal. We got to go to the Royal Palace yesterday. I'm pretty sure this thing he just gave me is rotten, so I'm going to eat around the rotten part. Now, what are these? Say it again. What are this called?
Mangosteen.
Mangosteen. It's like the seed of a mango. Melanie's in the house. The UK is now officially in the house.
Oh, what up, Melanie? Shout out LuckyLine UK.
LuckyLine UK.
That's what's inside these daggum things right here, Bull.
It's a swollen clitoris, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay, then.
Well, there goes all advertising opportunities for this podcast. We made it 5 minutes and 17 seconds.
Don't make no difference.
It don't make no difference.
But basically, we're all here because Alex, Pina, they threw a show in Bangkok, the biggest event in Thailand so far. The building was packed. There was actually 4 different events or 4 different shows going on at the same event in the same venue, and the venue was attached to the one of the biggest malls in Bangkok. Also, there was the ABKC show. There was a Thailand Pitbull Club or Pitbull Kennel Club show. There was a carnival, a dog carnival, a canine carnival, where they were promoting education.
That was awesome.
But they had a whole seminar, 2-hour seminar presentation. And there was also a registered weight pull event going on, all in the same venue. So you can imagine being attached to this mall, how many people were in this building. Now, we put a lot of videos up earlier, and I had a couple people already say that the video or the show looked dead from the videos. We were literally videoing in one tiny corner of the event, and it was before the show even started, the presentation and stuff, what we put up. So I'm going to do a whole vlog video on it. I got some really good footage of the building packed full of people, and the ring with some dogs in it also, so we'll get that out. I don't fucking know. Next week, the week after, I don't know. I don't feel like editing anything right now, so if anybody edits video out there, hit me up. But basically, the biggest dog event in Thailand to date, and it's you know, it's an honor for me to even be involved in shit like this when it happens.
Amen.
But at the same time, like I take it seriously to the point where I want everything to be successful, and I want the ABKC name to grow, the American Bully name to grow, my name individually to grow, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV to grow. And I think we accomplished all that this weekend. So,
Most definitely.
I mean, I can't say thank you to Pina enough. We tried to get her to come on the podcast, but I think she's a little camera shy. But we just can't say thank you enough, because not just the show, but the weekend in general has been fucking insane.
Y'all thought that southern hospitality is something? Well, y'all ain't seen nothing till you've been in Thailand, boy.
Right, I've been down south a lot. I mean, a lot. I got family in Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, and all that.
I don't know why we're doing those. I don't know why you're doing those accents. I don't know.
It's just where I'm from, son.
I don't think we need to do.
That's where he's from, dude.
I don't think we need to do the accents. I feel like.
I've been down to the southern states.
I feel like
a
that's
lot.
super offensive. Everybody that actually has that accent. Look at his.
You actually have that accent, is it?
Yeah,
offensive?
chances are you're probably my cousin.
If you have that accent,
Yeah.
you're your cousin.
I told you I got family in Alabama.
Do you?
For real. Clark Range,
I
Tennessee.
consider you family too.
If you
Just
can't
saying.
tell, we've basically been doing nothing but fucking off all weekend, except yesterday during the show, or today during the show.
Yeah, it's good times.
But let's go through. Let's just get a little background. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All these motherfuckers know my background already. Been around forever. Done a bunch of shit that doesn't matter. Judged for a few years. You know. Let's start with Mr. LuckyLine. When did you start? When did you get your first dog? Doesn't have to be an American Bully. When did you get your first American Bully?
I got my first American Bully in 2010. And I got my first American Bully. I gotta make correction. I got my first American Bully in 2009, and I went to my first ABKC show in 2010. So I've been at this about 9 years now.
9 fucking years. When did we first meet? Tell them about that.
I met Ty at the ABKC show hosted by Ramon Sloan and Boxhead Bullies in 2010. See, I bought a bunch of dogs from a bunch of guys who really, you know, they were good guys, but they told me that Razor's Edge were reindeers and tall and lanky and stuff like that. And when I met Ty at the show, I saw this guy, big guy, walking around with this monster of a fucking dog.
Not a small guy.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck is that? And Ty was making a beeline for his table, so I had to follow this motherfucker through a packed venue to figure out exactly what I was looking at. And when I found out it was Champion Rain,
Yep.
and the dog was outstanding. I said, what is that? What am I looking at right there? Because the dog's shoulder span was wider than mine. Massive neck, head, shoulders, way ahead of his time. And he told me it was Razor's Edge dog. I was like, oh, I've been lied to. So
A little splash of Gotti at the top of the pedigree, but you know, outcross to me. I've been saying it for years. What's up, Mike Meza, the producer in the building?
what up, Mike?
Shout
Shout out for Lucky.
I've been saying this to guys for years. To me, in order to have dogs that command that kind of attention, it almost has to be an outcross. We see these inbred dogs now. I mean, look at Lucky right now, 50-50
Exactly.
outcross. But we get a lot of guys that are inbreeding so much, they take away their size, they take away their mass, they take away the impressive traits that the American Bully is supposed to have. Doesn't make any sense to me. And it's something I believed from day one. Now, did I know? No. Fuck no, I didn't know. But it's just something, you know, you learn over time, but something I really early on figured out and kind of got attached to. You look at Corrupt, you know,
Oh, yeah.
mostly Edge, little Gotti outcross. Even now, you look at Demon Boy,
25-75.
mostly Edge with a Dax outcross. It's, to me, you know, you look at Maestro outcrossed, where it's pretty much 50-50. It's just, to me, in order to make these kind of dogs, inbreeding's part of it, no question, but you have to have that outcross. Super important to me. But yeah, that dog you're talking about is Champion Rain. Rest in peace, Rainer. Love your face. But we met that day. Alex handed me a card, a business card. Let me tell you about this motherfucker's first business card. Handed me a business card. On one side of it had his dogs. It was double D's, which I didn't know what the name stood for or anything. You flip the card over, and it's this motherfucker in a pair of MMA gloves with his tattoos out, talking about double dragon. I figured out what the double D means now.
I was multitasking, y'all. I was new to the scene. I picked 2 sides, one side for the dogs, one side for the MMA. I killed 2 birds, 1 stone. It worked out.
We got
Mexico
Mexico's in the house now too.
Puerto.
But yeah, so and it was a crude business card, but you could definitely tell the guy the way the conversation we had and how he came at me and how he was digging in, you could tell he was serious about going somewhere and doing something with the dogs. And everybody's got to start somewhere. My first business card was a design that I made myself on a fucking program that doesn't even exist anymore. Look, it was like the Scarface color scheme with the L's back to back and the black and red like opposites. And it wasn't even on business card material. I went through a cheap ass guy and got like a paper business card. It was like a cereal box business card. It was the worst shit ever. Shout out to Six Sigma. Appreciate you guys. Jeremiah from the UK. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, I mean, I think the first time we met, it was like, I was new to it. Rain was only about a year old, so I'd only been doing it about a year. You were new coming in, and I don't know if you knew or not, but I had no idea. 10 years later, we'd be sitting in Thailand, throwing a show, bullshitting all week, sharing, life experiences. That's what, I say this all the time, I'm beating a dead fucking horse, but that's what this lifestyle, the American Bully lifestyle, the ABKC lifestyle, that's what it's been doing for me for eight years. Breaking down barriers, crossing borders, busting open doors that are supposed to be closed. I mean, I don't know if you knew or not, but I did not expect to be 9 years later sitting in Thailand.
I had no idea.
Chopping it up, bullshitting, doing what we do.
I was still getting punched in the face for money at that point in time, so I had no idea I was ever going to be doing anything like this. It just, I was very passionate about it and continued to push forward. And, I mean, I knew you were serious about it at that point in time. You actually had a booth. I was just a guy with a dog walking around the show at that time.
Well, actually, I don't know if I had my own booth, but I think I was with Midwest Gotti Empire at the time.
So we were boothless.
And Midwest Gotti Empire had a booth, so that's where Rain was, and that's where we did the stack offs and stuff. But it was all about the stack stage back then, right? We didn't even really care about the show ring. It was all about stacking your dogs up and seeing who's got the best dog. Well, not really the best dog, but who the public thought was the best dog.
Yeah, just letting the people decide who the better dog was or what dog they liked, giving the people their opinion. That's why I'm so adamant about Lucky with the stack-offs and why I do all the stack-offs is because it's that old-school bully barbecue feel that brought me into this community. I love to stack off. I know that the show rights, the bragging rights to a champ, a grand champion, all that, it's very important. But for me, sometimes I just think it's awesome to let two dogs be side by side and presented in the best light possible so the community can see two amazing American bullies or 10 amazing American bullies,
Yeah, I think that's something that we've both kind of continued with. I mean, obviously, I've produced champions, grand champions, handled grand champions. The show ring's an important thing, but for me, just winning in the show ring is not enough to be at the top of your game with an American Bully. You have to be able to take your dog in the stack stage. You have to be able to hold your own, or else the dog's not going to hold weight. And I think that's something that got started early. Peoria, Wisconsin, that Beloit, Wisconsin show.
For me, one of the most famous ones I remember was Corrupt and Bullmaster. There was a picture of them head to head when I first got into it, and they were like pulling to get towards each other up off their front legs. But man, it was just an amazing picture. At that point in time, I thought it'd be great to see top dogs side by side, or even any dog out there competing, because not always, sometimes some monsters are not top dogs. You've never even seen them. They're sitting on somebody's couch while they're watching a podcast right now, probably. Yeah, and there's been dogs, there's been dogs that won nationals that come out of the backyards when they were almost 2 years old. There's been big name dogs. I think one of my favorite stack-offs back in the day was with Jackpot and King Gotti. Not that Jackpot was even comparable to King Gotti, because King Gotti was a fucking... Was that at my show?
Absolutely. At your show in Peoria, I think, not in the 2011, but 12.
2013. April 13th, 2013.
I thought it was 2012. But King Gotti was one of the first dogs that was like pocket size or around pocket size, that carried more head and more bone and a wider rib cage than any standard dog I've ever seen at that point. And I was just like in love with him. It's too bad that I never got to get anything off him or use him, but I think that stack off element I'm glad that it's coming back in full force with the American Bully, because I think we lost a little bit of it when the American Bully exotic split kind of happened, or the rift that happened there. You know, these guys that don't give a shit about the show ring continued with the stack offs, obviously. And I think a lot of people that are in the ABKC show ring kind of forgot about that stack off for a minute.
Yeah.
But it's back in full force now. You see the pictures and the drama and the back and forth, you know. What do you think? How's the weekend been? I mean, you're a few years in now.
Yeah.
Got a few dogs. Training to be a rep. Doing transportation services, handling. Traveled to Panama, right? Traveled to Colombia,
Italy, and France.
So 5 countries now with Thailand.
5 now.
Is it one of your goals is to travel as much as possible, to see as many countries as possible?
It was actually a dream when I first started.
It was all a dream. We used to read Word Up magazine.
Yeah, and last year I was able to take my first client dog internationally to show. When I got to the show, I picked up my first international client dog, showed him, and from then on it's been going bananas.
Yeah, bananas.
Brought a dog back from Italy.
I swear to God, a year ago. I mean, I see Pitsagram places, and I think we were already friends online, but hadn't really seen you at a show, or we hadn't met. I think we just met in Georgia when I had a little bit of a mix-up down there in Perry, but that was the first show we met at officially.
Yep.
And I've seen your fucking name everywhere since then, you know, and even 6 months before that. So, what do you think is the biggest catalyst for the travel, for the you know, the you clearly have a passion for it. You wouldn't be traveling 7,000 miles away from home where we're sitting right now, almost the exact opposite side of the world.
Yeah.
You obviously have a passion for it. You wouldn't be going through that just to, you know, train to rep a dog show.
Right.
Yeah, rep some ABKC shows. What do you think was the biggest reason why? Like, the biggest reason why that passion's there? Like, do you have a dog that brought you in, or do you have like one thing that happened that brought you in?
So my first show I ever went to was in Perry, Georgia, at that same convention center.
Yeah, True Phase has one there every year. Perry, yeah.
It was the Bully Independence show, hosted by Rolando, and I walked in. My dog did a backflip out of his collar, and they asked me to leave the show because I could not get my dog under control.
Leave the ring or leave the
show?
Jeez.
Yeah. So we went outside and ran a couple laps, walked back in, and
that's code for that dog got his ass beat.
So I'm thinking, you're not gonna have a chance to get out of a collar again. So I put him in a harness, right? You know, chest harness.
Right. Can't have that in the ring.
I'm gonna show him. You know, I see Tone with Black Label running around handling all these dogs, handing them off to different people with the ribbons. You know, and they're all happy, and I realize he's handling dogs for other people.
Right.
And that was kind of like my inspiration. I was like, there's so much more to this than owning a dog.
Yeah, for sure.
So I step in the ring with this harness on my dog, and thank God for his wife Pri. She pulled me to the side when I stepped out of the ring. Was like, "Hey, you're doing this all wrong." Showed me, the famous Stacking 101 by Ron Ramos, and from there, I went home and trained every single day with my first bully, XL male, Leo, first champion that I trained. And training and showing is what I really enjoy. I like to watch a dog go from not knowing a command to wanting to do that command. And I'm also a people pleaser, so I like to, please people.
I don't know why he raised. You see how he did that
See,
little
raise the eyebrow?
eyebrow raise at me?
They
when
got
he said
these
that?
people.
No, we'll go to the toilet seats.
No, but I think, and you can definitely see that. Obviously, handled in Panama,
Trained in Panama.
trained for a rep in Panama,
Yeah.
handled in Colombia.
Handled in Colombia. Handled in France. I handled like 8 dogs in France.
That's
I got
dope.
there and more people just kept coming and kept coming. Trained in Italy, and then came here as a guest and ended up helping rep the show.
It's just crazy. You know what I love? I don't. You know, I always used to, when I handled, I called it taking a dog from a zero to a hero. My favorite
like
thing
that.
my favorite thing in the world was taking a dog that never been to a show, come off the couch, but I would see him from across the show. You know, approach the owners and ask them what their plans to show them were, or plans for handling were, and I love to take those dogs who had no expectations of going in the show, let alone winning, and taking them and beating every one of these people that trained for hours and hours. I'm not a good trainer at all. I was never a good trainer. I hate training dogs. I can't stand it. But I'm really good at connecting with dogs, whether it's mine or other people's, and you know, I kind of take over, so they kind of don't have a choice, but they're doing what I want. But being able to recognize that that's a dog that could win, and even though the people didn't expect it to show or win, and taking it in there and winning, you know, seeing the people's face like light up. You know, I've seen people cry, and you know,
Priceless.
husbands and wives hugging and kissing, and kids. Like, it is priceless. It's just it's something different.
Gratifying.
It's much more than just owning a dog, like you just said. It's much more than that. There's so much more that goes into this shit. So much more that goes into the community, and I feel like we're kind of losing that spark a little bit in the United States, and it's really refreshing to me to be able to come out of the country and see that spark again.
Yeah, the sportsmanship, the passion. I mean, the
The
crowd.
love of it.
Yeah, the
It
crowd
was-
cheers on everybody on.
Right.
I mean, nobody's walking around with their noses up.
Everybody bows and is respectful to you. They're so courteous.
Yeah,
and
here in
humble.
Thailand, yeah.
it's
You
like
won't
amazing.
find that in places like Spain. Nobody's bowing to you in Spain.
There was
But-
no anger among the crowd. There was no disputes among anybody. It was a community that was working together, from weight pool community to your show community to your fun show community, even your exotic community.
Yeah.
There quite literally was something for everyone, and everyone having a great time.
Yep.
Honestly, I was humbled and really could just, looking at the situation, I could really would love to see that trend and trade that to come back into play in the United States.
Yeah, and I think we still have it. Obviously, we still have a massive passion because there's 2 shows every weekend in the United States. You know, there's 2 shows somewhere around the country every weekend. There's obviously passionate people, but I think we're almost a little too comfortable in our own skin. You know, we almost expect things that we should be working for, and we almost, think that we know more than the people who are paid to make the decisions in the ring, or make the decisions as far as repping goes, or running the company and the registry goes. You don't find that here. You don't find that in most other places. It's one of the reasons why I love international judging so much.
Win or lose, they're happy. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily happy, but they're not
Bitter?
starting a fucking fire, and because of bitterness, because of being a sore loser. It's all, and for the majority of people that we have in the U.S. too are, sportsmanlike and super supportive. It's just the bad apple in the bunch spoils the whole fucking bunch, and it's exhausting, man. It works on me a little bit because I see people that haven't really put in the work, who expect things. You know what I mean? And it's hard for me to get fired up about going to a show in the U.S. You know, it's hard for me. It's really hard. It's hard for me to be like, you know, I know this is going to be a good weekend. When you
There's
don't,
gonna be some bullshit
you
drama.
don't. You know?
Right.
You know what, though, honestly, I don't want people to think that I'm anti-American by any means. I love the American show scene, but
FBI.
I would like to see more people
FBI, here we
loving
go.
what they do. That's what I miss, like the old bully barbecue feel when we used to go to bully barbecues with 100 dogs and just dog men talking about dogs and dog women and dogs. I love the feel that we got here. It was a whole unity thing that was just different.
Yeah, it's nice.
And the passion is there. It's like some of us, we go to shows so much that
Take it for
it's
granted.
not as passionate. Like these people were like gun-ho. They were stoked to be there.
For sure.
People were super excited. I saw people come out with third place ribbons ready to do backflips. Like they were excited. And it was awesome to see. And literally there's probably 2,000 people in there.
Oh, it
People were
was
saying that the
packed.
venue was dead. Like every bit of 2,000 people cycled through there. I was absolutely astonished. Which also, U.S. malls. If we could do a show in a mall that size, wow.
Yeah, or even
Those are great locations.
even try to attach one of our events to a
Another
bigger,
event.
maybe a bigger pet expo or a bigger convention, canine convention, or working dog trials, or you know what I mean. We got to kind of start thinking outside the box and thinking some crossover moves, because the street mentality and this us versus them shit and this tribalistic attitude and outlook we have at this thing, it's old and it's played out, and it's just not going to work for the future, you know. What was I going to say? Oh, guys, if you're watching this shit, please share it. Please share it. Please share it. I forgot to say that at the beginning. I know we look rough and ragged, but we've been running on zero sleep for 4 days, and the show got over. It's midnight here, 12 p.m. Central there, so deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like we haven't slept maybe 6 hours the entire weekend, something like that.
Yeah, I went 48 hours without sleep, and
No, I just
on the
woke
way
up.
here is about 48 hours too. So
I had 45 minutes sleep on the way here.
watch for the video I'm going to post on my page. It's coming up here real soon. You guys do not want to miss that one. It's almost as epic as the Rolando one where he was sleeping and got woke up. You're going to want to tune in for that.
No, let's talk a little bit about you expanding shit. I mean, I said 76 different branches of LuckyLine, whatever, but how many, what's the actual number?
We have 9 different divisions of LuckyLine. We're actually in every continent besides Antarctica, which is negative 40 degrees. They freeze while taking a pee, so that's probably not going to happen. But
Yeah, I don't think people live there either.
So would you have to
They
go
pay you to
and
move there.
collect and store there? Would
you could probably store
On
just
site?
by having your dog out there.
No
on
dry
site?
ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Suzette, I know I can count on you to share it every single place. I appreciate you. I love your face.
You rock,
Zeb
Suzette.
Brooks is in the house. I appreciate you, Zeb.
Michael Terry, we saw you comment, bro. We appreciate you.
Fuck yourself, Mike. Just kidding, bro. I love you. No, I mean, how did you get there?
Thanks, Zeb.
Yeah, hey, didn't have one in my size, huh? Go figure that one.
Nowhere.
I'm pretty sure they don't even make stuff my size in Thailand at all. Even if I lived here, I think I would have to order my shit from
He
outside
said you're
the
just
country.
mad because he almost killed you.
No, Michael Terry almost made me shit my pants in my own kitchen.
What?
I never told anybody about that.
Oh, fuck.
It's not podcast friendly material. There was a little extracurricular activities going on, but I promise you, Michael Terry almost had me shitting my pants in my own kitchen the first time I met him. So super embarrassing for me. Thanks for bringing that up, Mike, you piece of shit. But no, how did you go from you with Lucky Lou? Because I remember the day you put up the picture of Lucky in the whelping box, up on the puppy rail. You know exactly the picture.
Yeah,
Still had his ears.
I know the picture when he was 6 weeks old. It was the picture that
I remember when you posted that picture. You were super excited about getting him. I was pissed because I wasn't getting him because he looked like a crazy ass puppy.
He damn sure turned out, brother.
How did you go from that to now 9 different divisions of LuckyLine?
Well, the first place to start was getting enough breeding stock off of Lucky to actually have what's considered a line. You have to be 4 to 5 generations in. I started LuckyLine as more of a what's the word I'm looking for? More of a logo and a trademark for a way to recruit, because we technically don't have an official Lucky line.
Right.
We're 3 generations into Lucky, and with a couple outcrosses in there, as we were talking about at the beginning of the show, that outcrossing is really important. With those outcrosses, I was able to put spacing in between, complement his Razor's Edge, and try to bring in more Lucky-based dogs. So hopefully I'll have 4 and 5 generations of Lucky for LuckyLine. But the start was getting LuckyLine rolling, was getting enough product off of Lucky, enough productions to show people what he could do. And once I had probably about 300-400 females that could stack off with males, people started approaching me about, well, do you ever consider having partners? And I had really not given it much consideration until I realized you can only do so much by yourself. And I had some amazing people who were basically, the base of these people was their integrity, their honor, and their morals. They really didn't have dogs per se, or had 1 or 2 dogs. They were not established kennels really. These were people who were just really passionate and new to it. And I told you I'm big on the passion. So that's really how it started, was getting enough Lou offspring to have more than 75 people believe in them. And once I got that there, I had to have people. I'm sorry. I had to have people that believed in me first, man. So really, it's the product that Lou has done through production and people having faith in Lucky. Really, people approached me. Pina approached me, and I actually approached Melanie in the UK about it.
Was that the first branch?
Nope, the first branch of LuckyLine. We had LuckyLine Grand Cayman. We had LuckyLine South America. We have. I'm on the spot with this. There's 9 of them, and I'm dyslexic.
Philippines.
LuckyLine Philippines. That's actually newer. LuckyLine Australia. LuckyLine Philippines. LuckyLine Thailand. LuckyLine UK. LuckyLine Grand Caymans. It's been a lot of LuckyLine members that have come together. We even were contemplating doing a LuckyLine Las Vegas when Phil Joseph was down there.
Right.
I mean, just when people that have good morals and good integrity wanted to join in with Lucky, they gave me the opportunity. And I do say gave me the opportunity. As much as I gave them an opportunity to be a part of LuckyLine, they gave me the opportunity to have other people who could help me carry the weight. Because Lou's first 3 years, I did everything by myself, from handling him to promotions, marketing, getting him out in the public eye, and you can only do so much by yourself. So,
no, that's true. That is true.
I'm blessed to have the people I have on the team, though. I mean, as you saw this weekend with the Pina, this was an amazing show.
Yeah, I would put a lot of eggs in that basket, man. I would put a lot into LuckyLine Thailand. I mean, she's one of a kind. I think that's something you want to strap your fucking horse to.
Oh, I told you we're trying to do like 3 shows minimum for Thailand, and what she just showed me was crazy.
Yeah, I think 3 shows a year here would be awesome, and I think that there's definitely enough interest and passion here for that shit. And if the bubble here, because there's already been a lot of dogs shipped here, a lot of exotic, quote unquote exotic dogs, and just a lot of low quality dogs. There's already been a lot of dogs shipped here, but I think once people start seeing these shows blow up and seeing the dogs that are winning in the ring, I think that's going to shift a little bit and open the market more for a real American bully over here. Also, for the people who are commenting about my greasy look, it's been fucking 100 degrees and 100% humidity. We got fans going. I'm greasy, motherfuckers. I can't deal with that. But I think once you get that going, once you get that established, the bubble is gonna fucking pop, blow up again here. And I definitely think there's people already that are on the train, even after today, even after the one show. So I think I would put a lot of eggs in a Pina's basket, man.
I'm honestly, two of my partners that I'm doing a lot of work with are Pina and Carlos in LuckyLine Australia. Both of them have gone above and beyond as partners and shown great potential. But Pina, guys, she had a prince introduce us. She took us to a royal palace. We went to a 15th century temple.
She works at the Royal
Bananas.
Palace.
She works at the royal palace. She's like, her resume is longer than my arm.
But she just scoops poop.
Yeah, she says she just scoops poop. She has 3 to 4 hours out of her day that's free time.
It's actually super fucking annoying how humble she still is.
She's super humble.
It's annoying as shit, but she's absolutely amazing. One of the most genuine people, one of the most caring people I've met on this journey. It blows my mind every time I meet somebody like that. You know, it blows me away because Holland's in the building. Shout out to Holland. Blows my mind because I come from a place where people aren't really nice to each other for good reasons, you know. People still aren't nice to each other. So to meet people that are like genuinely loving of other people and do nice things for other people without being asked for anything in return blows me away every single time, man. It's not something you run into very often, you know, and it's really nice. And the lifestyle that we choose to live, the dog man life, the American bully lifestyle, the ABKC lifestyle, you know, I meet these people over and over again when I go to places, when I find, you know, when I get the opportunity to travel and judge, like I meet these people over and over again. But yeah, I think LuckyLine and ABKC Philippines is going to be something that grows and blows up. And
Most definitely.
I mean, I don't know. So we got UK, Philippines.
Actually, to answer your question,
You got the list?
The original Lucky Lines were myself for LuckyLine United States, LuckyLine Grand Caymans, LuckyLine Hawaii. Shout out to Cole and my dude. And we had the United Kingdom, LuckyLine UK, LuckyLine Thailand, LuckyLine Australia, LuckyLine Philippines, LuckyLine South America, which is located in Chile, and LuckyLine South Africa in Johannesburg. So
Johannesburg.
Is it Johannesburg?
Johannesburg.
No. Johannesburg.
Jonesburg?
Johannesburg.
Jonesburg?
It's not Johannesburg. It's the one. It's kind of. I think it's.
Yeah,
south.
Johannesburg is one of the main cities there. Yeah, that's insane, man. That's insane to have literally have people all over the world, not just all over your state or all over the United States, all over the world that are in your corner, that have your back, that believe in what you're doing and what Lucky's doing so much that they attach their name to your name, taking their name completely off the table, out of the picture, and putting
Yes.
LuckyLine on top of it.
Yes and no. All my divisions, all of them have the right to have their kennel names. They're the LuckyLine representatives. Like Melanie, if she's still on here, Melanie Gabitas, she is the president of LuckyLine UK. She's in charge of recruiting new members in the UK and representing LuckyLine over in the UK. But she has her camp. Her and Roy over there, they have some phenomenal dogs. And she's not dropped her kennel by any means. She still has her own kennel. Carlos will have his own thing over there as well. I don't ask the people to join up with me to drop their kennel name because we don't want people to be buried underneath the name LuckyLine. LuckyLine is the brand, and they are the people that you can seek out to find that brand. They're the distributors of LuckyLine overseas, not just LuckyLine. They're their own individual and their own entities, bro.
Yeah, but I mean that wasn't the point I was trying to make. I'm more pointing to the fact
I
that
just want to give credit where credit was due. That's
No,
all.
yeah, but I'm more pointing to the fact that they, you know, have enough faith and enough belief in you that they're on that train, you know.
Yes, sir.
That's gotta say something. What do you think? You got any plans? You got any goals, aspirations to open up 9 fucking chapters of Pitsagram?
That'd be nice.
Is that something you want to do?
Yeah, that'd be
Expand into other countries and get kennel partners and quality people on the team?
Yeah, of course.
I actually heard he might be expanding here real soon sometime. Could be some announcements coming here in the future on some things from what I've heard.
Well, I don't want to hear about could-be's on the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast. I want to hear about what's going down.
Well,
give me some inside info.
I also run an international group called the Bull Coliseum. The last 2 years, we've really kind of laid dormant, and we've all worked very hard to build our reputations and our names in the community. Several of us have been campaigning dogs. Some of us have been approved to be judges. Some of us have been approved to be reps. A lot of us have been out there building a program and a name before we're hollering things out. But am I okay to say this, sir?
Yes, sir.
Eric Arthur Rhoades is going to be one of the newest members of the Bull Coliseum. Also, Travis Oakes is going to be one of the new members of the Bull Coliseum. We are about 15 kennels strong, not counting all the international members. There are about 7 different members internationally. I'd have to go back and go over the books at home to see everything because it's a lot to remember, and I've been up for 48 hours or so.
Now, Bull Coliseum, did you guys throw a show last year, or was that the year before?
I believe it might have been the year before South America, is what I'm thinking.
So you've already hosted shows.
We did host an international show. Ivan with Grand Champion El Toro is the president for the international division. He was responsible for recruiting people internationally for me and for the group. And he and his members over there put together a great show. I actually did not have a passport and was being a bitch and was scared to fly at that point in time, so I did not make that show. Thoroughly over that though, so any of my new members, I'll be there, guys.
It blows my fucking mind the growth in 9 years since we met to now.
2012 to now. 2013 when I got lucky.
No, I'm not talking
No
about.
one
I'm
knew
not talking about
anything about
Lucky.
me, though. Like
I'm talking about Alex Ferraro.
Oh, yes.
The growth from then to now. You can clearly tell that you've improved what you do every year, and that's really all you can do. That's all you can kind of expect from a guy is to grow and improve and to keep moving forward. It just kind of blows my mind. I mean, I don't know what else. What can you say? Congratulations, man. I mean, I don't feel like there's anybody else doing the things that you're doing, especially with all the chapters. Now, I mean, there's definitely people as far as breedings go, as far as having partners and shit goes. It's not something I'm interested in. So it's also, I'm kind of seeing another side of it because you have some really good people on the team. It's just not something that I've ever been interested in, having somebody else rock the double L name. But I do have, affiliates. East Coast associate, my man Lee Hevlin, has I think 3 dogs, done his own breedings. He's more of a laid back guy though, doesn't really get out there and promote, doesn't really attend many shows, but just a quality guy to have in your corner. I can imagine if you had 9 or 10 of those quality people to have in your corner, what kind of asset that would be and what kind of advantages you would have stemming from that shit. What's next? I mean, what's the plan for 2018, 2019? What's next?
Shit gets real. It gets really real. This next year, I plan to try and host 4 to 8 international shows. I plan to go to the Philippines, Australia, back to Thailand, and to the UK. We are also going to do a mass merger of the Bull Coliseum and the LuckyLine. So in merging all the divisions of LuckyLine and the Bull Coliseum, we're going to have...
That's broken.
I don't give a fuck. I dropped my phone.
It's broken. That's I actually heard it shatter.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, no, it's we got a mass merger going on. It's going to bring our 9 divisions with our 14 divisions, bringing us to 23 strong.
Right, so that's gonna be big shit. And now with the addition of Mr. Pitsagram right here, I feel like as far as international shipping, like nanny services and stuff, that's a lot of people to connect and somebody that's willing to go and see and travel and carry dogs and shit. I feel like that's going to be a big asset.
That was the first thing we talked about when we first discussed it. Was I asked him if he wanted to be a part of transportation because he was doing the international flights and doing pet nannying and had not had zero complaints.
Right.
Nothing but positive praise, and everything I saw from the guy was positive. So
How many trips have you taken? How many dogs have you traveled with so far?
I have internationally. I've traveled with 2. Here in the States, I've traveled with, I don't even know.
A lot.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah, a lot.
What's the
With showing, transporting, for me and for other people,
right?
for buyers. And
What's the
stuff
biggest
like that.
challenge with it? What's the biggest?
The biggest challenge with shipping.
Nanny service, any kind of nanny service. I mean, you're dealing with airports. You're dealing with
Yeah,
what's the biggest challenge?
International. You don't just you don't just show up at the airport with a dog and
Right.
get on a plane
Right.
with a service dog vest.
Fuck, I've been there, dude.
Let me tell you, you will get turned around. It's
They'll shut your whole operation down real
yeah,
fast.
and then your name is through. So, getting the paperwork, making sure you have the right vaccinations, the right tests, the right health certificates for that specific country, and then getting it endorsed by the USDA within the proper amount of time before you leave.
Right. Because a lot of countries you have to have a rabies shot either after 21 days or within 21 days. You have to check the country and figure out the
Every
actual
country
shipping
is
requirements.
Every country is different. Every airline is different. So you'll find when you transfer airlines to an international airline, so you go from Delta to their sky partner Korean Airlines, their rules are totally different.
yeah,
So you have to accommodate and plan for that.
Right. Have you run into any issues where you couldn't make a trip or take a dog with you because of the flights? You couldn't get approval, stuff like that. Have you had any?
No,
Issues
I
like
haven't
that?
had any problems where I couldn't get the dog approved for the flight. It is it's going to be complicated for August. We're planning to come back in August with a dog, so
Come back here in August with
Yeah.
a dog to Philippines.
Thailand.
Or
We're on a minimum amount of sleep and a bunch of
no,
espresso.
come back. So what do you have you already looked into
Yes.
getting it here?
Yes.
What's going to be the challenge with that?
All right, so a lot of you guys are wanting to bring a dog here. I'm gonna tell you.
Because there's only really 3 connections you can have: South Korea, China, or Japan.
Exactly.
all 3 are super strict.
So here's your options for the show in August and bringing a dog. You can fly an American-based airlines, Delta, maybe not United. They've changed the rules, which have got a lot of you guys fucked up. Holler at me.
Delta's shutting shit down.
United.
We're opening
Delta's
business
still
up.
good.
You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir. So, if you fly Delta, for instance, my flight here, I go Delta all the way to South Korea, and then I change to Korean Airlines, which is Delta's sky partner. Well, just because they're partners doesn't mean they acknowledge each other's rules.
Right.
I can fly in cabin with my dog with Delta, an American-based airline. Korea don't give a shit about your service dog or what service it provides for you. When you get on that Korean airline plane, your dog will be crated in the plane in a proper crate for transportation, and it will also be muzzled. Okay? If that doesn't work for you, they'll put it in cargo. Okay? The only way around that, you would have to find a Korean airline flight from U.S. soil to your destination. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta
So you got to
board
start on Korean Airlines,
in the U.S.
finish on Korean Airlines,
at your destination.
and they'll let you carry it in the cabin.
From my understanding, yes.
We're gonna have to test out.
So I'm gonna look more into that once the time is here. But if not, you would be required to bring a crate and muzzle your dog.
Right.
You have to call 4 to 8 hours in advance.
But the crate can still be in the cabin with you.
Yes, if they have room. So they won't approve that until 24 hours before the flight.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That makes it difficult because we're gonna need,
So you
we're gonna
could
need
actually
more
fly
notice
the
than
dog
that, you know.
Here though, and not had him in cargo.
yes.
Interesting.
And
Very interesting.
all that took about 4 days of going back and forth, hours on hold, to the point where they offer you the option, we'll call you back in 2 hours. Yeah. So you'll be waiting for that phone call, and if you miss it, you'll be waiting for 2 more hours. And it's a headache. And aside from that, you have to find a hotel here that even acknowledges service dogs. Italy, they don't really care about a service dog. Colombia, in order to check into the hotel, we had to present dog crates. Well, we flew in cabin, so we didn't bring a dog crate. So we had to go buy dog crates to present at the front desk
So they could approve.
so they could allow us to check in.
No shit. That's crazy. Where was it in Colombia? Where was the
Medellin.
Medellin.
Yep.
No shit. So I mean, there's a bunch of. I've traveled a few times with dogs in cabin, puppies in cabin, and stuff. But only to Europe. I've never been Asia or Mexico or South America, anything like that. So I know there's challenges associated with it and that come along with it and shit. But I feel like that's going to be a big asset for the Bull Coliseum. You know, I feel like that's.
Most definitely.
I mean, I don't know. Did you, when you started doing this shit, see yourself a few years in, already 5 countries deep? I mean, did you see it going that fast? Is that
No.
something you planned, or?
It was, like I said, it was a dream. I hoped for it, and it has been fast forwarded a lot quicker than I expected.
Right.
But I've
Are you-
learned
are
in
you-
life, when you go the extra mile and you keep an optimistic attitude,
It's all about the work you put in, man.
Yeah.
You get out of
Your
shit what you put
intention.
into that shit.
your intentions, you know?
You know, if you're lazy and you cut corners, you're going to get corner cutting results.
Yeah.
You know, I say all the time, bargain shoppers get bargain products.
That's true.
You know, if you ain't working for the shit, you ain't gonna get the shit. That's the bottom line. So I mean, obviously you're working your ass off, dude.
Yeah, at 22.
You're 22 right now.
23
You're,
now.
you're a little child. We have
23.
a child on the fucking podcast right now
23.
with flowing locks of fucking.
What I meet you when you were like 20 then?
He's got
Yeah,
some
20,
mythological god. He's got, you know, like a Greek. Like the Greek hero in a mythological story, that's the type of hair that this motherfucker's rocking.
Thor before the muscles.
No,
what was I saying?
But it's the work you put in, what you get out of it.
Right.
You know?
Oh, at 22, I traveled out of the States to Panama by myself, solo. No one from the States was there.
Yeah. Idiot.
You know,
Ballsy.
it's that passion.
Yeah. Did you have any issues down there in Panama? Was there any problems, any logistical issues? Like, did you have a dog with you?
No, I flew down there to train.
Oh, so you just went down there solo just to go to the show and hang out?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you go down there to train for dogs, or did you go down to train to be a rep?
Well, I went down there to support the first ABKC show in Panama, and I ended up.
Plus, it's a good excuse to go to fucking Panama.
Yeah, true. You know.
Yeah.
Ended up volunteering, helping, and training to be a rep. That was actually my first rep training. My second rep training was in Italy. I actually flew there specifically to train with senior rep Dan Boston Dan.
Shout out to Boston Dan. I love your face, brother. I'll see you in October. I don't know, guys. Like the one thing that I didn't know coming on this trip was, you know, what we'd get into. I mean, we've known each other a long time. Never
Yeah.
really hung out much though. Never really
No.
had time. We don't kind of roll in the same circles. Even though, I mean, we fuck with each other, obviously.
Yeah, but we ain't never really hung out and kicked it like this. It's been a while.
Other than maybe like a Saturday night
funny,
after a
goofy
dog show or something.
conversations, man.
But then, like we said, we just met in Perry, so I really didn't know what to expect, but I've had a fucking blast, man. I mean, it's been nothing but laughs, nothing but goofy shit.
Good times, bro.
No feelings hurt, no animosity, no fucking aggro bullshit. It's all been, you know,
It's been fucking great, man.
just gravy.
It was a fun time, guys.
Alex is flexing on me now. If you can't
I'm not.
First of all,
flexible.
don't ever take pictures with Alex because the motherfucker never stops flexing the whole time. So if you see a bunch of pictures on the social media of this motherfucker
This
flexing,
fucker's a
that's
goddamn
why.
gorilla, okay? So he's mad because
It's not
I
an
flex
excuse.
next to you. You're 6'3" and
It's not
like
a fucking
260.
excuse. It's not
Of
an
course,
excuse.
I'm gonna make sure I'm looking good in the pictures because you're a giant, Shrek.
But anyway, listen. First of all, I'm way prettier than Shrek. Okay, let's get that right out there.
Well, if we're gonna paint you green, we're gonna have to.
Hey,
debate
look, I
that.
think look, this is what we got here. We got Shrek, we got Donkey,
Oh
and
shit!
I guess that
Shrek?
leaves Princess
What
Fiona.
he said I'm pretty.
But I feel like that means we're fucking. That's not cool. That's weird.
I'm glad I'm the donkey because those two are fucking. We're just ready for a donkey show.
It just got weird in here. I feel like the atmosphere just changed in here a little bit.
Yeah, you go.
No, I feel like.
So
I feel like we've had an amazing experience, and I feel like I'm happy I got to be on your first international trip. I feel like I can provide a little insight as far as traveling and these new experiences. The first time you've been somewhere.
Yeah, he forgot his soap, his charger, and his brush.
Yo,
But luckily I
he forgot
packed
his
for
whole
two.
bag. He forgot his whole bag.
So what you got?
I was
Chris,
scared
for?
shitless. I had to fly. I've never flown. My first flight was 25 hours.
Popping that flight cherry to
I
Bangkok.
was scared shitless.
Popping that flight
So
cherry,
I forgot my
dog.
shit. It is what it is. I'm over that shit now, though. I'm over that shit. Don't
But,
y'all start talking about when I was out on that day.
How about them elephants?
Yeah, that's
Elephants.
one thing. That's what I was going to close with.
Oh, okay. We can
Just a
wait for
couple
those
of
to
things.
close.
Couple of things that we got to do while we were here. Obviously, downtown Bangkok's crazy as fuck. Can't even talk about that on the podcast. Riding the elephants. We went to. It was like a temple. We went to a Buddhist temple.
15th century.
Yeah, 5,000-year-old Buddhist temple here. We got to go on a tour where we rode elephants. We got to go to the Royal Palace. I mean,
We're
I
in a
personally.
private villa right now at a beach resort.
Private beach. We're like what, 20 yards from the beach?
Yeah, let's not make them too fucking mad here. No, but we've got to do things, stuff that was my first experience with this shit too. And it's always kind of cool to, even though sometimes it's a different group than you normally used to being around. It's nice to share those
I've never
experiences.
hung out with either one of you like this, and I feel like a damn fool that we've never like crossed paths and actually hung out. Shit.
I mean,
super
other than
cool.
like a Friday or a Saturday night at a show or something, hanging out.
Okay.
But it
We've been
gets to
kicking
a
it.
different
Yeah, we've
level
definitely been kicking it. It's
when
been
you're
fun.
forced to be around somebody for 5-6 days. It gets to a different level. You realize if you can be around that person or
Share
not.
a bed with them.
You know what I mean? I don't know why you guys are sharing beds. I don't feel like
I
that's
had my own room.
that's inappropriate.
2201.
But I just feel like it's nice to it's nice and it's a different thing to be able to share that even if it's a first experience for you. A lot of this shit's been first experiences for me too. Never been to a Buddhist temple like that. Never been on even near a fucking elephant.
Yeah.
Never been to any kind of palace. That's a lie. I went to the Windsor Castle when I was in the UK.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool.
And it was super sick. It was super sick. Obviously it's a different culture, so it was a little bit different. Obviously the gold and the flashy and the Emerald Buddha.
The details on all that whole place, that was like a small city made of gold, and
Yeah.
it was so bad.
And this is a real deal warrior culture. It used to be. So it's just interesting for me to be able to watch you guys kind of go through that first experience, but also go through that shit myself. I just want to say thanks for. First of all, I don't know who initially recommended me to Pina. I think it was Rolando Mata. Shout out to Rolando. I'm sure she asked you about it. I'm sure.
No,
I'm
I
sure you
recommended
signed
you
up.
because you're one of the top international judges, and I know that's like your key focus.
And that's what I was saying. I just appreciate the fact that people see what I'm doing, respect what I'm doing, and want to help me continue to do that shit. And I think in August we've got some stuff planned. Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV and LuckyLine Thailand and ABKC. We've got some plans. We're going to put some stuff together, and I think we're going to make it again back to back the biggest dog event in Thailand. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you motherfuckers coming on the podcast. I appreciate you guys being cool all week and not being fucking weirdos. Because I've been on some trips with some weird motherfuckers. You know who you are, motherfuckers. You motherfuckers know who you are, you weird motherfuckers.
To the weird motherfuckers out there, ask them about the bidet.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother podcast probably, because it's going to be a 30-minute conversation.
Listen, here, this is what I'm
going
going
to find some fucked up shit out.
This is what I'm going to leave you guys with. Are you gay if you like water sprayed on your asshole? If that feels good to you, not that there's anything wrong with being gay. Nothing wrong with being gay. I'm just saying, previously I thought I was 100% heterosexual. Now I'm just not sure. I don't know. I enjoyed that too much to be super straight, I feel like.
So the bidet may mean you're gay.
Yeah. If you enjoy the bidet, you possibly could be gay. And again, nothing wrong with being gay. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love your face if you are gay. All I'm saying is I had one idea about myself when I got here. Second day I was here, had the experience, the bidet, enjoyed that a little too much. That's all I'm saying.
Alex, how was your experience with the bidet? Yeah, that shit wasn't cool, okay? These motherfuckers made the bidet sound like it was something okay, right? So I'm in the bathroom, I turned the little knob, right? I'm like, nothing. What the fuck?
Crunk that
I
bitch
turned
up.
it just a little more, motherfucker shot water straight up my ass. I jumped off the toilet, curled up in a fetal position. I needed a shower. I couldn't sleep at night anymore, man. I felt like the toilet was gonna come get me. I almost had to go to a different room. I can't do that bidet shit. Fun fact, no bidets in this motherfucker. I can use the bathroom and have no problems.
No?
And you guys can use the bathroom and have no pleasure.
I kind of miss my bidet, to be honest with you.
Bidet every day.
We were bonding, and we had a good rapport going. It was a good thing. I'm a little disappointed we don't have that. Anyway, I love your fucking faces, people. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you guys Wednesday. If you want to watch more of these episodes, subscribe to the page you're on right now. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. All the episodes are on this page. If you want to watch videos, Bull-NA-ChinaShop on YouTube, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV on YouTube, Facebook, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV, Instagram, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV, Ty Lumley everywhere, Alex Ferraro on Facebook, Double D's Bully Camp, Eric Arthur Rhoades on Facebook, Pitsagram. Check these guys out. I fucks with these guys, so I expect you to fucks with them too. You know what I'm saying? I love your faces, people. I'll see you Wednesday.